Hello and welcome to this edition of Big Scott 35 Cards. This is the Saturday, where we just chat and talk about things. This is going to be a deep thoughts one. You know, I'll get into it in the middle. Some good things, and some bad things that have turned into good things. So we'll talk about that in a minute. Right now, the week there was Sunday night. We just chatted it up. I felt like it was a very good discussion. I'm feeling more comfortable. If I feel like my show needs to go longer or shorter, I will do it either or. Um, Great turnout. One of my best turnouts I've ever had. Thank you to Mike and Carlos coming in late, really adding to it. Had a great discussion before they got there on what intimidates you in the hobby, and I thought it was a very good chat with the chat. We're already starting a little nationals talk and every little national talk. So that was exciting. Had Monday with my dad. We're inching closer and closer to the baseball season. So that was a good chat. Thanks for everybody who watched that. Uh, did not do a pickups video. I had maybe two or three cards. I knew I had some more coming in. I do like to make them short, but that would. And I've been very busy this week. I've had one day off in 3 weeks, so just busy with work, and I'm not as young as I once was. My bounce back isn't as bounce as it once was. Excuse me. Uh, but I'll definitely do that. And had a I got a great gift from haven't opened it yet. A nice box from East Connecticut Sports Cards, otherwise known as Mike. Uh, Everybody knows him. One of the guys that's been around for a while, left and came back. I've been really trying to pump his channel, getting more and more people over that way. Uh, just great knowledge. Hung out with him. We all stayed together in the Airbnb at the National. Just funny guy. Listen to the stories, him and David and Ed and Mike about old YouTube and them introducing me to way it used to be, even going back and they were bringing up old videos and all of us just sitting around laughing and telling stories and, just talking hobby and life. It was fun. And I can't wait to National this year where we're all going to do it again. So that brings us to today. I do want to point out not only that, if y'all didn't know, Scott Reindeer Studios makes T-shirts, and I picked this up from him. He, thank goodness, I'm in a group chat with him for something I will be sharing later when he comes to me. But he shamelessly plugged his new T-shirt. I didn't know he made these, so he said new. I don't know if he's made older ones, but if I can get but it's like all the old school, how they were, you know, borders and stuff of the old uh uh baseball cards. I use my words very sparingly. But I just wanted to share that and let people know that he does that. I thought that was an awesome t-shirt. I do not have any card t-shirts because it's hard to find them in my extra large extra large man shirts, and he had them and I appreciate him having those. I like to call man size. um so I was happy to get one, and I think it was $30 or whatever. Most of the time I'm paying twice that for a t-shirt now. uh so I thought that was awesome. Thanks, Scott. Let me know again when you release a t-shirt. If I like it, I'll get it. Um, but awesome t-shirt. And I'll put a link up if I can figure out how to get it from my phone to the computer. I should be able to. Old guy in technology. I usually figure it out. Let's see what else do we have here today. I kind of wanted to. No, I did. Something really, really struck me. I didn't know. Uh, a couple of guys at work told me about it, and then I looked it up. And when they told me about it, tears came to my eyes, and uh, it was very upsetting. Um, then we did make light of it last week on my show because I thought it was probably somebody that wanted the Jackie Robinson statue. Thought it would be cool to have at their house. Uh, but then they found it cut up and burned, and we still don't know. Uh, as what I've read today, being Saturday the 3rd of February, 100%. But to me, it doesn't probably look all that good. And just to context, my friends at work, two guys that we were talking about it, we were doing work. You're just chatting. Are two African American males, and they know I'm very open when I talk about things. I feel like the more diverse we are, the better we are. I am very much that. I know everybody has a biases or whatever, but we need to get past those. Uh, but reason why I'm talking about this is because this is just a way for me to air out some of my feelings on it. Um, it's in Wichita, Kansas. It really upset a community, and it looked like you know it was pushing or helping for all young children for all sports. It's a banner behind it for all sports. That statue there. Um, it is, and this is emo Scott. I know some people will make fun of me, but it was it hit me very hard. Uh, not as hard as a death. I lost a friend 2 weeks ago, not like that, but I heard a question. I talked to Don and John about this. If I could go back in time and watch a baseball game, what game would I watch? And I said, without hesitation, I thought, I would love to go back and see Josh Gibson or Satchel Paige or both of them, or watch any of the Negro Leagues, because history has lost most of that. We just know of stories. Thank goodness some of them live long enough, like Buck O'Neill and some of those other guys, to tell us stories about them. I am really appreciative of it, and I know because of the way the world is and was, we lost great people and numbers of the game that really would have changed the game to the history of it, to just time. It's sad we don't have the newspaper articles like we do the other ones, and box scores. They didn't keep them as strictly. They play 3 games in a day. Um, that type of thing. And to me, the Jackie Robinson thing hit me because it's not just baseball. I've said it before. Jackie Robinson was a sign of the times. What he did opened eyes outside of baseball. He made it so people understood this was going on all over the place. I mean, this guy traveled and couldn't stay in hotels with his players. They had to sneak him in the back doors, or couldn't eat in certain restaurants. And the rest of the players learned, if he couldn't eat there, they weren't going to eat there. Uh, but it wasn't like that at the beginning. If you ever watch, the story on Jackie, it's humbling, and I will never know what him or anybody in those situations. I hear stories from my friends at work to this day, because I just don't want to hear, oh, I've been, done wrong. I want to hear the story. I want to know. So if I can be an ally, I can. I've always asked, what can I do? You got to show me what I can do or help me along the way, because I don't know. I'm, I don't know how you feel. I don't know how Jackie felt. I don't know how the soccer players overseas that people made monkey noises at where they left the field. It's just very disappointing. You know, we've all made mistakes, and I hope the people that did this was out for fun and joy. It seems like it's going to get replaced. I've read that the mold, that the casting, that the is still there. They still have it. The company or the people that donated that statue was going to make another one. I've heard MLB's helping out. I've heard all these people are coming together to get that statue back, uh, and that's good. Something like that needs to be put back up, and people with ignorance should be shown that you can't stop progression. You can't. Progress will be made uh, with or without you. Um, so hopefully the people are caught. We'll find out. Hopefully it was just for funsies. And then when it got to be too big, they got scared and destroyed the evidence. I'm optimistic in that way. I'm happy that everybody's coming together, but what I'm not is we still have these issues in this world. I know we'll never get rid of them totally, but uh, diversity is a good thing. Having inclusion is a good thing, um, whenever possible. Uh, just more ideas brought to the table, more different ways of thinking, more different ways of doing things, as long as it's for one common goal. Uh, I believe that the majority of the world will come together. When during COVID, when it first started happening, my people where I was working at in the Midwest in Iowa, they were all freaking out that this was the end. Everybody was going to attack each other. And I feel the opposite. If something really went bad, I think we would come together as communities and help each other. You saw it in New York, World Trade Center. Did it last very long? No. But communities, I think people will come together. It just, you know, I think people with the right mindset and everything will come together and realize, you know, I've had family members that thought certain ways, and as they got older and matured, they changed. Um, I haven't always been perfect. I said it before, but I've always made sure I'd surrounded myself with diverse people. Always listened to everybody. I love listening to people's stories, uh, where they're from, where their relatives, their background, listening to, it's great to listen to how they ate, how people fix food, and you find out how common we all are to each other. Um, it's awesome. And, you know, we still hang out in our groups. I said it before, go to a cafeteria and you see all the cliques, you'll see all the little groups. Um, you see it in our community. And, if I have anything to push on people is try to break a little bit of that, find out how other people live, how other people do things. And I'm not talking about my community, this community. I'm talking about in the real world. Uh, have an understanding. I've always been, if I didn't know anything about a subject, I love history, and I did not know much about World War One. I started watching everything I could on TV, and then started buying books. Uh, I knew how it started. I just didn't know, like, all the different places they fought at around the world, actually around the world. I just thought it was a lot of trench warfare, but it was more than that. But I'm getting away from the subject. Uh, so at that, and in our community, I push. I'm not known as a um, vintage collector, but I sat there and had a great conversation with Don and John on John's channel, Wade Boggs channel. I was about to say 35 Wade Boggs fans channel. Uh, and they're vintage guys for the most part. I mean, but we have, I've always said collecting's collecting. I, I, I don't know where the differences really lie in. Um, Once you get down to the grassroots of it, it's collecting. And it really doesn't matter what you're collecting. We collect. And, that's the one thing when I go to a card show or whatever, I think the camaraderie, and you could talk to anybody. It doesn't matter if they're pre-war buying the new stuff. They're We're all collecting, man. So, you know, that's my one thing. It's just try to get out of your comfort zone every once in a while. I know as older we get, we don't have as many places or, going to school or doing things where we socialize outside of our group, or where, most time we're at work and our family and church or whatever. So, I know it's tough to do, but, at least listen. This world right now, I keep hearing my parents, it's getting crazy and crazy. And I say, no, no, it's the same old. But these last few weeks, you know, and I think a lot of it is people don't want to talk, people don't want to listen, and just on a grander scale, it's as simple as that. We're all human beings, and we should all love one another as such. Uh, and we were all from the same brethren. It, and I don't mean that in a religious way. I just mean that as we're all humans, we all are on this rock together, and we all should be working together to move forward, not cutting down statues of a baseball player. And I don't know if he was because of a color or whatever, uh, which I hope not, because my gosh, that man took enough abuse while he was playing. Thank goodness he did it. Brought us great players. It, allowed Larry Doby in the American League. It brought us Hank Aaron. It brought us just greatness in baseball, or in all sports, and all the way across life. He is. I keep saying it. He helped the civil rights movement. He helped that. Everything like that helped. It's just as significant as sitting in the front of the bus. So it's sad. We will move. I'm not that sad over. I got over it pretty quickly, but I've thought about. I tend to at quiet times think about things like that, and I just wanted to air it out. I hope I didn't ramble too much. Hope I made sense, and you know, there it is. So, tomorrow night, hopefully, I'll have the friends on. I'll send out some people if they want to come on, they can, and we'll chat it up. I don't really have anything really to discuss. Again, very busy. Uh, I mean, I could have talked about the WWE and all that stuff too right now. Um, just things, we gotta be better. And you know, So until next time, like, share, tell a friend, and I'll see you tomorrow night. All right. 9 o'clock. Bring a friend, and we'll see ya.